wicked, wicked. So you be careful.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing in this day. You know what I'm saying? I need you out there, you feel me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And have some fucking fun.
Yeah.
Not having no fun, and then get behind the mic, have some fun, chop up them samples, get back on your headband, vibe,
Yeah.
have some fun, get back to smiling.
Yeah.
These other motherfuckers, they wasting your time, big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a clone, apparently there's this thing spreading around where people are saying that the person that's actually in jail is not the real Diddy. Let me catch you up to speed. This is a real photo of Diddy. Notice the markings on his face? They're very prominent, and they are from the real Diddy. However, in this mugshot right here, you do not see these markings at all. So people are claiming that whoever is in jail, allegedly, supposedly, is not the real Diddy. This photo always terrified me. There's just something off about this photo. To make matters even more weird, Diddy's private jet is still flying around as we speak and making stops in various locations around the world. Just a few days ago, his private jet was spotted at Auckland Airport, a spot normally reserved for private aircraft. This is from the account Celebrity Jets. They're actually tracking P. Diddy's private jet flight path, and this is when it was landing at New Zealand. And 2 days ago, it was at Honolulu, Hawaii. This is the actual private jet that Diddy owned. And you can see him getting off this private jet.
Every time the internet thinks the chaos surrounding Diddy couldn't get any louder, Kanye West manages to walk in with a statement so wild, so unexpected, and so disruptive that the entire industry holds its breath. And this time, Ye didn't just throw out a loose comment, he dropped a full-on cultural grenade. According to online discussions centered around his recent comments, Kanye has allegedly suggested that the Diddy the public is seeing today might not be the same Diddy people knew years ago. Not because of changes in personality, not because of stress, not because he's in the middle of one of the most scrutinized periods of his life. No, the internet claims Kanye implied something far more bizarre, that Diddy may have been cloned, replaced, swapped out, or duplicated in ways that immediately sent social media spiraling into conspiracy mode. Now, whether Kanye meant it literally, metaphorically, or artistically is completely unclear. But fans didn't wait for clarification. They stormed the theories, dug into side-by-side pictures, compared old interviews to new ones, analyzed his posture, his tone, his energy, and even the expression in his eyes. Entire threads popped up asking the same question over and over. If Kanye is hinting at a replacement, then who is the actual person facing the legal controversies right now?
Of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library
But
itself.
you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
It's
This was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people, get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
And why would Kanye choose this moment to speak in riddles? You didn't provide any details, not a name, not a date, not a specific claim, just this abstract insinuation that something feels off. And when Kanye says something feels off, his supporters and detractors both run to decode it. Meanwhile, critics said he's trolling. Supporters said he's speaking in metaphor about the way fame can chew people up and spit them out. Others took it literally, dragging old celebrity cloning conspiracy theories back into the spotlight. But what makes this moment so electric is that Kanye said it while the entire industry is still reacting to Diddy's situation, his silence, his shifts, and the surreal nature of watching one of the biggest moguls in entertainment retreat from the public eye. This combination, Ye's unpredictable commentary and Diddy's highly unusual circumstances, created the perfect storm for speculation. Because whether Kanye meant cloned, as in replaced, controlled, altered, or simply changed beyond recognition, people are treating it like coded language. And when Yes speaks in codes, people don't ignore it. They investigate every syllable. What really pushed the conversation into overdrive was the timing. Kanye didn't say this during a calm point in Diddy's career. He said it while rumors, headlines, lawsuits, and investigations were swirling around the bad boy mogul like a hurricane. And people noticed that Ye's comment wasn't directed at the controversies themselves. Instead, he focused on Diddy's identity, which made fans feel like he was hinting that something deeper, stranger, or more symbolic was happening behind the scenes.
And when you say you wasn't invited to these parties, obviously Cat Williams done talked about these parties. People will mention
I don't know if it's a party. I'm saying that metaphorically. You know what I'm saying?
But you've heard about the parties that everyone is talking about. But you've never got invited to them. So you
I don't know.
really...
I don't know. I don't even know what the party. That's how far out of it I am. I don't know. But people call me a Illuminati too. It's like, call me what? Okay, cool. I'm Illuminati. Then. Whatever it is. It's like, whatever. I don't care. I really don't give a. I really don't give a.
There you have it.
Some viewers think Kanye was making a broader point about how celebrities evolve into different versions of themselves to survive fame. Others interpreted it as Ye using sensational metaphors to describe how Diddy's public image feels disconnected from who he used to be. But to the conspiracy-leaning side of the internet, this was the spark they'd been waiting for. They began resurfacing old interviews where Diddy seemed more animated, more confident, more charismatic, and comparing them to newer footage where he appeared quieter, more reserved, or more guarded. They took screenshots of Diddy in different eras and broke down his facial expressions, arguing that his eyes looked different now, or that his energy had shifted in a way that couldn't be explained by age, pressure, or life circumstances. Of course, these kinds of online theories always take shape during moments of uncertainty, and Diddy's current situation is nothing but uncertainty. The silence, the legal battles, the rare public appearances, all of it became material for speculation, and Kanye's comment poured gasoline on an already blazing fire. Some fans even speculated whether Kanye was speaking in entertainment metaphors, referencing how fame can turn a person into a manufactured or programmed version of themselves. Others took it literally, pushing the long-standing conspiracy theory that the entertainment world uses replacements when stars become too controversial. None of these theories have proof, just vibes, timing, and the fact that Ye said it in a way only Ye can. What's undeniable, though, is that Kanye knows exactly how his words travel, and he dropped this cryptic idea at a moment when the culture was already hypersensitive to anything involving Diddy.
Since Diddy documentary isn't even out yet, and Diddy is mad as hell. Diddy's crisis PR manager put out statements to the media outlets claiming that the never-before-seen videos that are in the Netflix documentary were stolen. He's claiming that the one of him talking to his lawyers about doing dirty business was never meant to see the light of day. So you know what? Let's go ahead and hear what he said one more time.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Diddy is also pissed that 50 Cent is the one that created this documentary.
So even if he meant it as commentary, the internet heard it as confirmation of something they were already whispering. But here's where things get even stranger. Instead of laughing it off or ignoring the conspiracy chatter, fans began analyzing the version of Diddy that appears in recent public sightings. Every interview, every photo, every paparazzi moment. They dissected the smallest details. The way he walks, the way he smiles, whether he looks exhausted or detached, as if they were looking for clues. Some people swore his voice sounded different in certain clips. Others said his mannerisms seemed slower or more controlled. Psychologists online chimed in saying stress can dramatically change someone's demeanor, especially during intense legal situations. But the conspiracy side insisted they were noticing something else, something more unnatural. And they began circulating theories about duplicates, replacements, or industry doubles. Again, no evidence, just the human instinct to fill in gaps where information is missing. Kanye's comment worked like a catalyst. Fans compared it to the way he once made vague remarks about other celebrities that later spiraled into massive cultural conversations. Whether or not Ye intended to ignite a new wave of speculation, he absolutely did. And what makes his timing especially interesting is that people were already whispering about how Diddy had seemingly gone from omnipresent to almost invisible. Paparazzi shots became rare. Social media posts were sporadic. Public appearances felt calculated. All normal behavior for someone dealing with legal issues. But in conspiracy spaces, normal behavior becomes a canvas for wild interpretations. Online threads began asking whether the person seen escorted by security in certain TMZ clips was actually him or some kind of stand-in. Other fans insisted that differences in his facial hair patterns were evidence. Still others pointed to changes in his weight or posture, insisting they were abnormal. Meanwhile, more grounded observers noted that stress ages people quickly. But conspiracy communities rarely gravitate toward the simple explanation. They want the dramatic one. And Kanye, intentionally or not, handed them a dramatic angle wrapped in one cryptic sentence. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't just what is happening with Diddy. It was, is the person we're seeing even the real Diddy? Symbolic or literal? The idea stuck. As the theory grew, discussion shifted to the question that Kanye's comment indirectly triggered. If Diddy had a double, who would benefit and why? Again, these conversations were all speculative, symbolic, and based on entertainment commentary, not factual claims. But that didn't stop people from crafting elaborate narratives. Some said the idea of a clone wasn't literal, but represented how the industry molds celebrities into versions that better fit its needs. Others argued that when a public figure becomes controversial, PR teams sometimes reshape their image so drastically that they feel like a different person altogether. And then there were the true conspiracy believers, those who floated ideas about secret programs, hidden labs, or shadow organizations controlling public figures. These theories have existed for decades, attaching themselves to every major artist from Eminem to Britney Spears to Avril Lavigne. So it was only a matter of time before someone added Diddy to the list. What made the conversation even more surreal was the way fans kept linking Kanye's comment to older entertainment rumors about celebrity doubles used for protection or anonymity. In reality, many public figures do use body doubles for security or staging reasons. But the conspiracy crowd twisted this into something far bigger, imagining permanent replacements. Again, no evidence, no credible sources, just speculation amplified by timing and mass curiosity. And this time, Kanye's involvement gave the idea cultural weight, because when Yes speaks, the world listens, even if he speaks in riddles. Meanwhile, Diddy hasn't addressed any clone rumors, which only fueled the online fire. Silence is the oxygen of conspiracy theories. The less someone says, the more people fill in the blanks with whatever story feels the most entertaining. And right now, fans aren't just watching a celebrity scandal, they're watching an enigma, a vanishing act, a transformation. And Kanye's single comment became the key that unlocked an entirely different layer of speculation about identity, deception, and the blurry line between celebrity reality and fantasy. The internet then took things to the next level, asking, if Kanye is implying Diddy isn't himself anymore, then who is the one dealing with the legal consequences? Again, this question is purely speculative and based entirely on fan discussions, not rooted in fact or legal commentary. But for conspiracy circles, it was the question of the century. They began asserting that the person seen in court sketches looked different from older photos. Others claimed variations in his beard were inconsistent. Some brought up lighting differences, angles, and camera distortion as proof. Realistically, these differences could easily be explained by age, stress, or even artistic interpretation by courtroom sketch artists. But conspiracy theorists rarely choose realism. The theory escalated into the idea that maybe there were multiple versions of Diddy shown in the media at different times. Some threads even compared the concept to movie tropes where powerful figures use doubles to avoid public scrutiny. Again, completely fictional, completely speculative, and lacking any factual basis. But entertainment conspiracy communities thrive on connecting dots, even when the dots don't belong to the same picture. They examined everything, from rumored sightings to blurry images, turning coincidence into narrative. At the same time, more grounded fans argued that Kanye might have been speaking metaphorically, addressing how fame erodes authenticity and creates copies of a person. They argued that Ye's comment is aligned with his long history of using symbolic language to critique the industry. But regardless of intention, the cultural effect was the same. Everyone was talking. Online debates exploded. YouTube breakdowns appeared overnight. Reddit threads hit thousands of comments. TikTok creators reenacted clone theories as jokes, while others treated them with total seriousness. Even major podcasts touched on the idea, not to validate it, but because Kanye's influence makes even the wildest statements go viral. And now, the question of who's locked up became less about Diddy's real situation and more about the internet's obsession with hidden identities and surreal explanations for real-world events. By the time the conversation reached its peak, Kanye didn't need to say another word. The theory had already taken on a life of its own. And this is what makes celebrity culture so unpredictable. A single vague comment dropped at a vulnerable moment can ripple outward into a global phenomenon. But here's the truth. The idea of cloning, replacing, or swapping celebrities has never been supported by actual evidence. The theories are symbolic, speculative, and fueled by entertainment storytelling, not reality. Yet people cling to them because they provide a dramatic narrative during chaotic times. And with Diddy facing one of the most overwhelming and public legal storms of his career, the internet is desperate for explanations that feel bigger than the simple, uncomfortable truth that celebrities are human, they change, and they go through circumstances that reshape them. Kanye, intentionally or not, tapped into that hunger for a larger-than-life story. His comment didn't accuse, didn't specify, didn't elaborate. It simply hinted. And hints are enough in today's digital world. They give people room to imagine, interpret, dramatize, and debate endlessly. But whether fans see Diddy as transformed by stress, reshaped by fame, or symbolically replaced by the weight of his own controversies, the reality is much less fantastical than the theory. Still, the narrative captured online attention because it adds a layer of mystery to an already confusing chapter of entertainment history. And if there's one thing audiences can't resist, it's mystery. So as this story continues to evolve, and as more information eventually becomes public, people will likely look back on this moment as another example of how celebrity culture blurs the line between metaphor and literal interpretation. But for now, the only certainty is that Kanye's comment lit a fire under a theory that refuses to die. And whether you believe the symbolism, laugh at the conspiracy, or simply watch the chaos unfold from the sidelines, one thing is clear. The conversation isn't ending anytime soon, and neither is the internet's fascination with the idea of who or what is really standing in front of the cameras. If you're still here rocking with me, make sure you hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll catch you in the next one.